Hi everyone, Keith here. Hey, I wanted to make another quick video here to help you with this thing about definitions. Basically, there's over 800,000 United States codes, and those are federal codes. They're valid for any country that follows international law. It's called Admiralty Maritime Law. And so if you're in Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom, anywhere that follows international law under the regulations of the UN, which is located here in New York of America, um, those are codes that you can refer to in your court cases, um, as well as the IRS. IRS is not a U.S. organization. It is the fetch dog of the IMF, International Monetary Fund. And basically, when it comes down to definitions, I'm going to use the word moonshine. See, here in the United States, they say it's illegal to produce moonshine, at least in certain quantities, and to then turn around and sell it. Um, Here in Iowa, in fact, it's legal to make your own personal moonshine, and it is quantified as up to 2 gallons for personal use that you cannot sell. So I'm always happy to make my own moonshine and um, consume it in any way I determine for my own necessary needs or my own desires. And the way I'm going to explain this is that though they call it moonshine, they define it as moonshine, and they can actually take the product that I produce and test it, and by their own um, guidelines determine that it is in fact moonshine. That's their definition, and basically what it is, what it boils down to, is just boiling it down. And what I mean there is I could take my moonshine in its pure form, straight moonshine with clear liquid, just like you would see on any shelf, and use it as starting fluid, or not starting fluid, lighter fluid for starting a fire. I can use it for petroleum to run a motor or an engine of some sort. I can then turn around and put additives in it and turn it into a fruit cocktail, say, and instead of using it to start a fire or run an engine, I can then consume it by drinking it. Or I can then put it in a little cask and set it above a little candle with those fragrances, whether it be fruit fragrances, which is what I like to use, is apple and cinnamon. I will mix moonshine, their defined moonshine, with apple juice, sugar, and cinnamon, and then set it in a ceramic cask over top of a candle, and light that candle and use it as incense. Now, when that boils down, or evaporates all the moisture off, it becomes a thick, syrupy liquid, which you can then turn around and use as a topping for, say, a biscuit. So instead of consuming it through drinking it, you boil off the moisture and use it as a topping, or and this is all after using it as a incense. Or you can use it, say in the wintertime, you've got a sore throat. It works great as a throat soothing. So you need to understand that when they're defining things, that's their definition, not your own. You have intellectual property, and they have no right, period, to define you or anything you own. So when it comes to traveling down the public roadways, and you've clearly got your 2003 S10 clearly, properly identified as private property, and then they want to use some kind of unlawful conveyance to define it as a motor vehicle and you as a driver in the performance of commerce, which gives them some kind of right, supposedly, to pull you over and say, naughty, naughty. Fuck you. Fuck you and fuck you and fuck you. That's your definition. So understand this, people. When it comes to definitions, I've been posting some videos about definitions of words and looking up the etymology. And when it comes to that, what you're doing there is you're looking up the words that they are conveying in reference to placing you under their jurisdiction. If you're not under their jurisdiction, it means they don't have the words defined properly according to you. And all you have to do is point that out. So when they make their presumptions in court, and remember, it's stated, I'll have to find exactly where it's at, but it's stated, no law or fact shall be tried in court. Why is that? Because they do everything on presumption. They cannot afford to try a fact or a law in court and then make themselves liable. If they do that, they are liable to that same law. They are liable for the unlawful conveyance of words, period. No matter what. Do not let them get away with it. Period. You make your own definitions. So everything that you do, just use your head. Mankind's most powerful weapon is his own mind. Period. If you don't understand that, then you're not using your damn head. When it comes to this stuff, teach this to your children too. These are concepts, not facts. These are definitions that are defined any way you want to define them. And if you're going to willingly accept their definition, then again, you're not using your head. Start using your head, people. Start getting those neurons to connect. Start building those neuron pathways. It's the only way you're going to be able to defeat them is by showing them you're not ignorant. By showing them that you have some kind of intelligence. Because you are presumed stupid until you prove otherwise. This thing about being presumed innocent until proven guilty is bullshit. You are not presumed innocent until proven guilty. You are presumed stupid until you prove otherwise. God bless y'all. I love you. Have a good day.